then you just go, I think I might have just shot myself. I better just go and check. Just leave.
I'll just basically go, stand up and go, I must go now, my home planet needs me. I'll just jump out the window.
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
I feel need the need for speed.
Roads? When we're going, we don't need roads. Snakes. What happened with snakes?
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman.
You're getting a work laugh. Is that what you're going to develop a work laugh?
Yeah, but I'm usually in mute anyway, so I'm just going to practice that. That's okay.
That was really good. You should do that.
Oh yeah, that's because I'm actually quite in a good mood, so I'm having fun here. Try do that.
We've got that on record. Did you hear that? He's having fun with
Yep.
us, Mary. Yeah.
Yep, that's the opener to this pod. Nothing else I can say will top that.
No, sorry, I've got the football on another tab here.
Surely you would be in a bad mood then.
I'm not watching the Rangers game.
I'm
I'll
glad
walk
you
out
said
that one.
John.
I walked out that one. Anyway, I'm not doing the pod anymore.
One of my colleagues, Jackie, in work said that she listened to our cancelled podcast because obviously there was the Russell Brand thing, and then there's rumours there's going to be this David Williams panorama tomorrow night. So she's
Really?
I think that's what Panorama's meant to be on BBC One tomorrow, is it not?
I've heard the rumours about him in the past, but I've not heard anything about tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think Panorama have done the same thing. Now, how Channel 4 dispatches, they usually list the information for the programme, and then they didn't, and obviously everyone was speculating who it was, blah, blah, blah. Well, Panorama have done the same thing, and I think David Williams has released some statement, which makes me think, oh, Russell Brand did the same thing, which means surely this has got to be about him coming out.
I thought it may have been Noel Fielding, because he was obviously a pal of Russell Brand, and he was dating one of Bob Geldof's daughters at the same time as Russell Brand. It was a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Jesus. And yeah, he's on Bake Off now and is like presented as like this wholesome, like, I think, that's weird.
Russell Brand was going the same way, wasn't he? He reinvented himself as a family man. He was on Great British Bake Off and things.
Mm-hmm.
It was the wellness guy. No, a lot of people saw through it, but that he was still reinventing himself as this wholesome image.
The only thing that worries me is that what he's done is he obviously knew he was an abuser, whatever, alleged abuser, obviously. And I think what he's done is carefully created an image that says, don't trust the mainstream media. They're out to destroy people like me who tell the truth because I'm going to tell you the truth on, big pharma, media, whatever. So he's spent a lot of time cultivating an audience now who, the minute this expose have come out, he's able to turn around and say, see, I told you they would come for me. That's what they do.
Oh, no.
Part of me is like, has he just played the long game this whole time? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think he's had no choice but to kind of reinvent himself because he was being rejected by the mainstream because of all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's still doing that kind of babble. It's an easy grift these days for people.
Well, sure, look at, what do you call him? Lawrence Fox.
God, exactly.
It seems to be that it's an easy way to make a quick buck is just to lean into this like heavy right-leaning conspiracy theory audience online because everybody's just lapping it up.
Yeah.
It's an alternative to OnlyFans, I suppose.
Hey, if it stops me for seeing Lawrence Fox's Bobby, I'm happy with that.
Oh, I watched a film yesterday on Mubi, which I'm going to review for the site because I did actually really enjoy it. But see, for the first 40 minutes, like, I've genuinely never seen so many penises in my life. Like, I walked in and out of the room and was just like, what the fuck? And then there was people viewing the house next door because it's up for sale, and I was worried they would look in at our living room window and just see like a plethora of bulb. It was very intense.
Yeah. And there we have the start of the podcast.
I'm going to have a title for the podcast. What film is this? Just out of curiosity.
It's called Rotting in the Sun, and it was actually very, very good. The thing is, for the first 40 minutes.
How many did you get?
The first 40 minutes, though, it's just a completely different film, and then it goes off, and once it sort of gets into things, it's really, really good. But I was just confronted with a lot of penis, and it was like 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, so I wasn't expecting it, put it that way.
You like to keep your penis for the afternoon on Saturday morning?
Yeah, have some decorum about it. It's too early,
Go back to Lawrence Fox, but have you seen I don't know if I sent you the trailer, My Son Hunter?
Oh, you did. You did.
Oh God, a part of me wants to watch it because it looks so bad, but also I don't want to watch it because it looks so bad.
It's a MAGA fan's wet dream, isn't it? It's just every conspiracy. And then all these actors, obviously, who've been sort of kicked out of the mainstream as well. This is the only work they can get. It's just nuts.
I mean, I think it's quite impressive for Russell Brand, though, the fact that around about mid-2000s, people predicted it was going to expose the mainstream media. So started concocting a plan against them regarding a virus that hadn't even been created yet, for lack of a better term. And basically attack him for something that was so far down the line. It's quite impressive conspiracy theory, really.
I mean, as conspiracy theory goes, it's probably one of my favourites. That's for sure.
It's like somebody basically trying to kill Hitler, the baby, and explaining, oh no, but I know he's going to grow up to him when he's older. That sure be.
Oh, and did you see the what do you call it? What's that film that you did send us the trailer to as well? The kid trafficking one.
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, did one of the producers not actually get done for child trafficking in real life?
No, something like that, aye. And so was Tony Robbins also produced it, and he's dodgy. Mel Gibson's involved to the all. And
is he?
Aye. And,
I thought it was just the Jesus guy, not him.
Oh god, the guy's based on as well. The guy Jesus guy plays in the film. He's a lunatic. And now he's getting investigated for sexual misconduct. But that's a weird film because, like I said, the actual film itself, take away all the surrounding noise of the film. It's a run-of-the-mill thriller that would have came and went if not for this weird
so how has all this noise? How has all this noise become attached to it? That's what I don't understand. Because if it's just a bog standard like Channel 5 at tea time thriller type thing, how have they all latched onto it? I don't get it.
I don't think it's been by design either. I think it's just been a coincidence. I think it's just been fortuitous in a way because you've got Jesus guy in the film. He's a nut job. You know, he would call himself. He said Donald Trump was Moses. If he's Jesus, Donald Trump's Moses. He's not really Jesus. Let's be honest. He believes that Hollywood. He believes that there's this evil elite that are trafficking children and drinking their blood to get adrenochrome. And so does the guy the film's based on. He believes this as well.
What is adrenochrome? Sorry,
I don't even know if it actually exists, but basically, it
doesn't exist. It's a myth.
No, it's maybe something in your child's blood, and when you drink it, gives you powers and stuff. I don't even know I had to explain that part. Though, being true, mind you, but I couldn't remember if the actual compound was real, but. It's nuts. There's also a theory that Mel Gibson was on the Graham Norton show and exposed this, and you can't find the footage anywhere because YouTube took it down. And I've seen people online say, I remember watching that at the time. Now, that's not even, again, it's why they can have rumours that spread. The rumour is it was in the green room backstage and mentioned it. Okay, that's very different if it was on the Graham Norton show and said it.
Yeah.
Right. Although, that's probably even true either. Point being, I don't know, but the film finished about 3 years ago, or 5 years ago. It started getting written in 2015. It actually predates the QAnon conspiracy. It just happened to fall in line with this conspiracy.
Right.
That QAnon believed that people like Hillary Clinton and Tom Hanks are trafficking children, drinking their blood.
Not Tom Hanks, I'm sorry. No, I don't accept this.
I don't accept it. I don't think he accepts it. Just for the disclaimer, the Moviescramble podcast does not believe that Tom Hanks. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, well. But no, I mean, it just seems to be. I'll say one thing. Here's the thing about the film I did not like. At the end, during the credits, Jesus guy pops up and he speaks about how important the film is. Compares it to Uncle Tom's Cabin and how that was a big bit of literature learn in changing how slavery was looked upon. And this film's going to be the same. And he urges everybody to go and see it. It's important you go and see it in the cinema. And if you can't go and see it, buy tickets for people that might want to go and see it.
But that's what they were doing. They were buying out entire cinemas, and there was nobody actually sitting watching the film. But the QAnon people or whatever were literally just buying out entire screens so that it would perform.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I genuinely, don't get me wrong, I could be totally wrong, and that's going to be naive. I don't think the director's really involved in this at all. He's trying to distance himself in interviews and that. He's no writing. Most people go turn around and say, well, he is writing maybe because he's not speaking out about it, but he's not endorsing anything. I just say, look, I've just made a film here. But people interpret it, it's not my thing. It's like, I wrote this film this time, the QAnon conspiracy theory came out then, that there's not a connection here, I'm not claiming anything. It's just based on this guy's stories, but are quite embellished, to be fair. But the guy did also save a lot of children, that part's true. But it's a very embellished in terms of a film. And the guy even admits that, says, like a film. I changed bits to make it more dramatic.
Yeah.
It's just a run-in-the-mill, as you say, made for TV, Channel 5 style thriller that's became this juggernaut based on QAnon.
And you wonder if they will do the same thing with the Hunter Biden film as well. I don't know if that'll actually ever see the light of day in cinemas, but it will be something that gets jumped on.
I think that's a bit too on the nose in that aspect, because Sound of Freedom is almost as organic to an extent. Although it's clearly concerted in some ways. The film, I mean, my son Hunter, honestly, I don't even know what the hell they were thinking with that, apart from, as you say, Magdalene Dream. And Lawrence Fox. Oh my God, just
think, do you know what makes me sad though? Just think of all the really talented like filmmakers out there who are like really desperate to get a script over the line, get a film made, get some funding, and this absolute fucking wank stain piece of shit is getting made and has budget, and that makes me sad.
Yep.
You should.
So here endeth my TED talk on don't go and see far right propaganda, because that is all it is though. It's propaganda.
Yeah, I mean, this film, that's the thing. I don't understand why the far right in this instance seem to think about some kind of monopoly and speaking out against child abuse. Some of the reviews of the film haven't helped either, though. I'm reading some of the reviews after it, and a lot of the reviews are playing the man, not the ball type thing. So a lot of the reviews are talking about Jim Caviezel and these conspiracy theories and QAnon and stuff. I'm going, right, about the film. You're not helping.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's going to perpetuate these coincidences, whatever you want to call them, or links, when all they're talking about is the fact that he obviously has a very peculiar set of beliefs, if you want to call them that.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say that wouldn't be like libelous. So
I think it's pretty shit. It's he's got a batshit set of beliefs, and that's not libelous. I think any judge in the land would probably say, aye,
because
at least he can prove that the Lincoln blood.
Yeah, is he still like mega Catholic, or has he now moved on to just this fucking? He sits in a dark basement on the internet all the time. Like, what is he still claiming to be like?
No, he thinks he has with Jesus. So
great, cool. That's just what we need. On what grounds? Can I ask? Just because he played him, or
the film, aye. Honestly, there's a quote he calls Donald Trump Moses. I don't know where the hell that came from, but
is it because of the parting of the orange hair as opposed to the? I mean,
well, Donald Trump did part the Red Sea Republicans.
I would love to know what, and also I've seen a lot of stuff I was on Reddit the other day, and it was like people who, from like the fundamentalist, like religious right in America, I think that Donald Trump is this, like, you know, he's a great man, he saves babies from abortions and stuff like that. And I'm like, has his mistresses not probably all had abortions and stuff like that? He's had numerous affairs, he's got kids all over the place, he speaks of women horribly. I don't understand why he's held up as this like Christian example of a good Republican man. I don't join those dots. Don't know why I fall down this rabbit hole either.
Americans are a bit mental, let's be honest.
Disclaimer, not all Americans are mental.
Surely America's a country, cancers.
How funny would that be? Letter in the post, just a big American flag in the front of it, like, fuck, well, we have.
America versus Moviescramble. I mean, we're going to talk about Tom Cruise later, so we're just going for the trifecta of getting sued here.
Do you know, I'm disappointed in Tom, because as someone who firmly believes that movies should be seen in the cinema, and he's very anti-streaming services, where has he been in amongst all this SAG-AFTRA stuff? He should be sticking up for people that want to get movies made in the cinema and doing two fingers up to, you know, your 18-cent residual from Netflix. He should be leading from the front and centre if he's so passionate about films being made in the cinema.
Where are you, Tom?
Not there is the answer. Unless, I don't know, I read something that allegedly he'd been asked to negotiate a sort of closed like discussion thing, and apparently he said no, but I don't know what the ins and outs of it were. But I honestly thought, given how he sort of not went off in one, but given how passionate he was about making sure people went to the cinema to see Top Gun, he didn't want to do a streaming partnership. I just thought, this is kind of surely this was a fight he'd be up for, because it's all sort of anti-corporates and anti-streaming services, is it not?
Maybe against his beliefs. Scientology is a hell of a fucking religion. I don't understand a lot of it. Maybe there's something in it that means you can't speak out for the little man.
Maybe. I mean, I suppose he's someone who's very careful in what he says. Like he's very conscious not to say anything like political or stuff like that. So maybe this just kind of falls into that, maintaining that image of not seeing us to come down on one side or the other. I don't know.
He's playing both sides, so he always comes up on top. So I get sued off Tom Cruise. Upset me too much.
You would get squirreled.
Squirreled.
Yep. You would end up like John Sweeney. You would lose your temper on camera, and that's all we'd ever show. Just you losing your shit.
Well, that's what they do, isn't it? When they interview politicians, they ask them the same questions 7 or 8 times to see if there's differences in answers, or they get annoyed.
Angry,
and,
yeah.
And that's where they show the angry one, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking mainstream media, bastards.
Just as well we're not part of it, just as well we're firmly on the fringe.
I think we're on the fringe of the fringe.
Quite happy on there.
Yeah. Good place to be.